flashing lights, called out my name, kept the screams folded in her pocket. She does not wish to see her mother. Scalpels doubled over, metal thrashed in its cage. I'm Maseret Petraore, and I've been writing since I was about 9 years old. I've been writing for a long time to deal with the issues that I have, and one of them being PTSD. I write a lot about my past and the struggles I've had in order to make myself stronger. Okay, I was about 15, and it was the summer, sophomore year. I'd be out drinking with my friends, and there'd be a loud noise, and all of a sudden I'd act like I was 5 years old again. I started to realize that something was off, because although I'd experienced stuff like this when I was a kid, it was getting so much worse, because it was all the buried stuff that had been put under the surface for so many years was finally coming up. And so I had this history teacher at school who was very public about the fact that she had PTSD. And so I pulled her aside one day and I was like, I think I have this. And she was urging me to go get diagnosed, whatever. And so only a week later, I was in this DCF investigation with my family. And as a part of it, I was taken to the psychologist who said, basically, you're not crazy, you have PTSD, and what you're experiencing is very normal. The second I got diagnosed with PTSD, because everything was starting to make sense, everything I've been feeling, everything I've been thinking, my entire personality that had been based around my trauma, it was based around that and pretty much nothing else. There were a lot of moments like that, especially when I just got diagnosed. I thought I was a failure at everything, because I was everything would send me into panic, everything would send me into a spiral. I'd have these full blown PTSD episodes multiple times a day. I felt like I couldn't function. I was hospitalized into first the ER and then a psych ward. It was there that I got diagnosed with not only post-traumatic stress disorder for a second time, then borderline personality disorder. It was both good and bad. I'd say some of the good parts were that I met a lot of people my own age who had similar experiences, so I felt a lot less alone. Institutionalization is not a thing to be taken lightly. I have really negative experiences. Nurses there and staff there didn't trauma at all, and when I got triggered, they would make things a lot worse. But even people who are sent to, the lucky ones, you're still being institutionalized, you're still in a psych ward, so there's a lot of negative aspects that aren't talked about if you have the privilege to go to one of those places.